Today, we're diving into episode 2 of The Next Prince, the Thai BL that's got us all buzzing. Last week's premiere blew us away with its high-budget production and juicy setup, and let me tell you, this episode cranks up the stakes with action, drama, and some serious romantic tension. Charan and Conan are finally in Emily, but getting there is a wild ride. We've got car chases, some seriously incompetent assassins, and a lot of political intrigue. So, grab your popcorn, get comfy, and let's break down why episode 2 keeps the hype train rolling. Stick around for this deep dive, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more reviews and recap. Alright, we pick up right where that brutal cliffhanger left us. Gunmen are storming Conan's house in London, and Taynew is wrestling with an attacker over a gun. The shot goes off, and it hits a vase on the kitchen table. That was a relief. But the show's not letting us breathe for long. 5 minutes later, we get another gunshot as Charan hustles Conan out to his motorcycle. Conan's freaking out, worried about Taynew. Charan, ever the pro, keeps his cool and insists they've got to move. Now, we don't see Taynew again this episode, but let's be real. TV rule number 1, no body, no death. Embedding Taynew's fine, probably off executing some secret plan, because he's a trained soldier, and this show's too smart to kill him off this early. The heart of this episode is Charan and Conan's evolving dynamic, and it's a roller coaster. After last week's tense introduction, where Charan was just this annoying stranger appending Conan's life, things shift. Conan has now seen the danger he's in. Those assassins aren't playing and Charan's stepping up as his protector. Zee Pruk's character is shielding Conan at every turn, while Nunew Chawarin's Conan swings between clinging to Charan for safety and reverting to his bratty, defiant self when he thinks the coast is clear. It's such a compelling push and pull. 1 minute, Conan's gripping Charan's arm, desperate for reassurance after Taynew's fate is left hanging. The next, he's back to sassing Charan like he's not running from killers. Their chemistry is magnetic, and you can feel the sparks even when they're bickering. This episode dives headfirst into the classic BL tropes we all know and love, and it executes them with such flair that I'm completely hooked. Forced proximity is front and center as Charan and Conan are thrown together, fleeing from assassins who are hot on their trail after that chaotic house invasion. The tension of their shared danger amps up every interaction, making every glance and touch feel electric. Then we've got those hurt/comfort vibes that hit right in the feels. Conan's a mess, emotionally raw from thinking Taynew might be gone, and Charan steps in as this steady, protective presence, offering quiet strength while Conan grapples with his fear and grief. Nunew Chawarin nails Conan's vulnerability, his eyes brimming with unshed tears as he clings to Charan in moments of panic, only to pull back when his pride kicks in. And of course, we can't forget those Thai BL staples that scream romance, getting drenched in a sudden downpour, their clothes clinging as they huddle together, and that iconic double motorcycle ride, with Conan's arms wrapped tightly around Charan's waist, the engine roaring as they speed through London's streets. Zee Pruk's Charan stays cool under pressure, but you catch these subtle flickers of concern in his eyes, like he's starting to care. One standout moment has me cackling and swooning at the same time. Charan casually peels off his soaked shirt to change, and Conan just freezes, his brain completely short-circuiting. Nunew's wide-eyed, slack-jawed reaction is pure comedy gold, his face a mix of shock, embarrassment, and maybe a little awe as he tries, and fails, to play it cool. It's such a perfect BL trope. Charan's oblivious to the effect he's having, or maybe he's not, given that tiny smirk Zee slips in. Then there's this quieter, heart-fluttering moment in the back of a cab, where Conan's hand brushes Charan's knee, lingering just a second too long, and you can feel the unspoken tension crackling between them. On the plane to Emily, their hands grip each other during turbulence, and it's not just fear of flying, it's like they're anchoring each other in this storm of danger and secrets. These small, tactile moments are where the magic happens, building a slow-burn connection that feels so authentic. I'm utterly convinced these two are already falling hard, even if they're too stubborn. Conan's pride and fear of being a duty to Charan keep him guarded, while Charan's rigid sense of responsibility holds him back, but those stolen glances and fleeting touches? They're screaming chemistry. The way they fumble around each other, oscillating between bickering and dependence, is setting up a romance that's going to have us all screaming when it finally ignites. I'm living for every second of it. This episode dives deep into a central theme that hits right at the heart of Conan's emotional turmoil, the fear that the bonds he holds dear are rooted in duty rather than genuine connection. Conan, portrayed with raw vulnerability by Nunew Chawarin, is still reeling from the bombshell that Taekook, the man he's loved as a father his entire life, raised him in secrecy not just out of affection but because it was his mission as a loyal soldier to protect the king's grandson. This revelation shatters Conan's sense of security, leaving him grappling with the devastating idea that the warmth and care he cherished might have been an obligation all along. Nunew plays this so beautifully, his eyes flicker with a mix of betrayal and longing as Conan processes the possibility that his entire life has been shaped by someone else's orders. Now, thrust into a dangerous escape with Chawarin, Conan starts projecting this fear onto his new protector. Is Chawarin only sticking by his side because it's his job as a royal guard? Every time Chawarin leaps into action, Conan's searching his face, looking for signs of something real beneath the duty-bound exterior. There's this heartbreaking moment where Conan, voice trembling, asks Chawarin point-blank if he's just another assignment, his usual bravado crumbling under the weight of his insecurity. Chawarin's response is a game-changer, and Zee delivers it with such quiet conviction that it's impossible not to feel the shift. In a rare moment of openness, Chawarin shuts down Conan's doubts with a heartfelt speech, insisting that Taekook's care wasn't just about following orders, it was rooted in genuine love, the kind that grew over years of raising him. He tells Conan how Taekook's sacrifices were driven by a bond deeper than duty. It's a pivotal scene, not just for Conan's healing but for the subtle setup it lays for Chawarin's own arc. The way Chawarin's voice softens, his usual guarded demeanor cracking just enough to show empathy, hints that he's not as detached as he seems. You can see Conan clinging to every word, his expression shifting from skepticism to a fragile hope, and Nunew's nuanced performance makes you feel the weight of that moment. It's like Chawarin's not just reassuring Conan about Taekook but planting a seed that his own loyalty might one day transcend his role as a guard. This exchange is so rich because it's not just about easing Conan's fears, it's a promise of what's to come. Chawarin's speech feels like a vow, a quiet assurance that his own feelings are already starting to blur the line between duty and something more personal. There's a fleeting glance after the speech, where Chawarin's eyes linger on Conan just a beat too long, and you can't help but wonder if he's wrestling with his own emotions. The episode cleverly uses this moment to deepen their dynamic. Conan's vulnerability draws out a side of Chawarin we haven't seen before, while Chawarin's sincerity gives Conan a lifeline in his spiraling world. It's a masterclass in slow-burn storytelling, setting up the inevitable moment when Chawarin will have to confront whether his protectiveness is just his job or something far deeper. The chemistry between Zee and Nunew elevates this scene to another level. Chawarin's restrained warmth contrasts perfectly with Conan's raw need for connection, making every word feel charged with unspoken potential. I'm already counting down to the episode where Chawarin proves his feelings go beyond duty, because when that moment hits, it's going to be an emotional explosion. This theme of duty versus love is clearly going to be the heartbeat of their relationship, and I'm obsessed with how it's unfolding. Now, let's talk about the action. The escape scenes are thrilling but a bit repetitive. We get a high-speed car chase and a scuffle where Chawarin and Conan end up handcuffed together. It's peak BL chaos, but I'm hoping they bring those back for some fun later. My one problem with this episode is that the fight choreography feels formulaic. Zee's not an action star, and some moves, like an implied spin kick, seem edited in rather than executed. And these assassins are comically bad. At one point, Chawarin freezes up, turns out, rain triggers his PTSD, which is a juicy detail for later, and the assassins just stand there? They're decked out in cliché black outfits and baseball caps, screaming a hired goon, and they can't even grab Conan when Chawarin's distracted. Come on, guys, step it up. The episode also teases the big bad behind these attacks, and we get our first clue, a mysterious figure with a distinctive bracelet. This person's got enough pull to involve corrupt cops, since one attacker flashes a badge. So, who's the mastermind? I've got 3 theories. First up, Prince Rakata. During a council meeting, he complains about his province's struggling diamond trade, and the king brushes him off. Plus, his son Ramel is the only other heir in the running for the throne. Motive? Check. But Rakata's so obviously shady it feels too easy. Theory 2, Ramel himself. This guy's arrogant, entitled, and power-hungry, bragging about being the default heir like it's a personality trait. His family crest has a snake, hello, villain vibes. He's got every reason to want Conan out of the picture, but again, he's almost too obvious. I would love a twist where the villain's less predictable. Alright, let's dive into one of the standout moments of the next Prince episode 2 that had me cackling and on the edge of my seat, the disguise scene during Chawarin and Kanan's heart-pounding escape from those relentless assassins. This isn't your typical throw on a cap and hoodie disguise moment. Oh no, they go all out, and it's a perfect blend of hilarity, strategy, and pure BL magic. Picture this: Kanan, played by the ever-expressive Nunew Chawarin, is decked out in a full-on dress, complete with a colored wig and a scarf wrapped elegantly around his neck to sell the look. He's strutting through a bustling London market, trying to act natural but clearly out of his element, his eyes darting nervously as he adjusts the scarf to hide his face. Then there's Chawarin, brought to life by Zee Pruk's stoic charm, rocking a grandpa hat and, get this, a fake mustache that makes him look like he just stepped out of a spy thriller. The mustache is such a bold choice, and Zee plays it with this deadpan confidence that's both ridiculous and ridiculously cool. The last scene we see is Kanan arriving at Emily, and you can tell he's shocked by the grandeur of the palace. When he arrives, everyone follows protocol and bows as he steps into the palace. It's a captivating and emotionally moving scene. It's a moment that says welcome to the beginning of the rest of your life, and Kanan is speechless, completely stunned by everything he's witnessing. The political intrigue is heating up, and with Chawarin and Kanan now in Emily, the stakes are sky high. The production remains stunning. Those lush sets and costumes make every scene pop. This episode balances action, romance, and mystery so well, and I am already excited for episode 3. Who's your top suspect for the villain? Are you shipping Chawarin and Kanan as hard as I am? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's obsess over this together. If you enjoyed this review, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you next time for more The Next Prince goodness.